I should like to talk to you now, very intimately, very personally, about a matter which will surely concern you as much as it does me, and that is peace of mind, serenity, happiness, and how to get precisely that. Now, there have been many recipes for peace of mind. There are many current in the world today, but there is one which is very old, very ancient, and perennial. And that's the one I'm going to talk about now. It is this recipe: know thyself. See who you are. Not so much, perhaps, know who you are as see who you are or what you are. Now, the very putting of this question suggests, doesn't it, that we have perhaps made some mistake about who or what we are. Surely, we ought to know what it is like being ourselves. I ought to know what it is like being me here, sitting on this chair at this moment. Because, you see, I am right here being Douglas Harding at this moment. I have, so to say, inside information about this spot in the universe, this spot. And equally, surely, you there, you have inside information about what it's like sitting in your chair right where you are, in that box on your shoulders. I know, or at least I should know, what it's like being me there now. And I should know this because I am the only tenant, should we say, of this house, of this home. What's going on here is a sealed book to everyone else. I am here, the sole tenant of this house of mine, and you there are the sole tenant of that house of yours. Now, I should like, in a sense, to be able to tell you what it's like in that house of yours right there. But I can't. I suppose really it would be discourteous of me and perhaps very difficult, certainly very difficult, to tell you what it's like there at this moment. Difficult, in fact impossible, because literally I'm not in a position to tell you what it's like right where you are in that house of yours, in that flesh and blood house of yours, in that bone box there with the two windows, which seems to be facing me now at this moment. Well, what can I do about this? I'm talking about this question of who we are, in order that we may see whether this knowledge, this experience will help us toward peace of mind. I'm not in a position to tell you what it's like right where you are. But one thing I can do, and that is to tell you what it is like right here. And I'm going to do this in all simplicity and honesty, and I shall use very untechnical language about this. I'm going to talk in terms which anybody can understand. And if you find me difficult to follow, if you think that I'm being difficult, I respectfully suggest that this is not because I'm being intellectual or clever, and you aren't clever enough to follow me. It is because you are not being quite simple enough. You're thinking too hard and not being straightforwardly simple in the way I am trying to be now. When, as I say, I am telling you what it is like right here, being Douglas Harding, here and now, sitting in this chair. I apologize for talking so much about this thing here, Douglas Harding, who is here. I apologize for this self-occupation, but I really, as you see, I have no alternative, because, let me put it like this, there are many, many objects and things in the universe, stars and trees, and you, and animals, objects all around, innumerable objects in the universe, and I am one of those objects. I am a sample bit of the world to myself, and I can speak with authority, total authority, only about one thing in the world, because I have inside information about this one thing. And I have no inside information about yours there. I have inside information about this one here. And you may find that what I'm going to tell you about this object here is a bit odd, very strange, unbelievable almost. You may find it strange, but I'm sorry, I don't mind. You can think I'm even mad when I tell you what I'm going to tell you. But I'm not concerned about that, because I will let no book, no sage, no master, no teacher, no professor, no scientist, and not you either, tell me what it's like being Douglas Harding right here, sitting in this chair now, because I know what it's like here. I have inside information. And I'm not telling you about what it's like here because this is of any special interest to you in itself. I'm telling you this in order that you may, for your part, be equally candid, equally honest about what it's like sitting in your chair over there. I'm going to tell you what it's like here in order that you may be stimulated to notice, as if for the first time, what it's like being you in your chair right there at this moment. Well now, let me be absolutely honest about this. What's it like being myself right here in front of you? Well, the first thing I find is that I'm not shut up in a box at all here. That this box which you see, with two eyes in it, beard and hair, white hair, all that sort of thing, is just not here at all. Not at all. It is all gone. There are these things waving about. There are the shadowy knees and the arms of the chair, and these fade away, these arms fade away here and here, and there is just nothing here but you in front of me. Yeah. That's the way it is right here. Now, this is a chance for you to have a look, for your part, at what it's like right where you are, in all honesty. Are you in a bone box there? Of course, from here, you are to be seen as this small box, this kind of meatball there, planted on your shoulders with two windows in it, and so forth. This solid lump poised on your shoulders is to be seen from away here, outside you. But what's it like right where you are? Now, is it true that right where you are is, for you now, a solid lump? Are you embedded in a sort of meatball or something like that? Are you in a bone box there? If so, is the bone box dark and small and stuffy? And are you looking out of it through two little windows at me now? Is this your experience now? I'm asking you to be quite frank about what it's like right where you are. Well now, if you were to doubt whether I was telling the truth just now, when I told you that there was nothing here, right here, whatever, if you were to doubt this, I should be inclined to ask you to come and see for yourself whether I was telling the truth or not. I know you can't do this in the present setup, but supposing you were able at this moment to approach me, I ask you just to imagine that. Supposing you were to come up to me and see whether I, Douglas Harding, am in fact telling you the truth when I say that there is nothing here whatever. And I would ask you to come up to me slowly, keeping your eye on this spot here somewhere, and you could come armed with cine cameras and microscopes and all the equipment you like to see what it's like here. Because you see, you over there are in no position to tell me what it's like here. Here is the reality of what I am. Over in you is the appearance of what I am, the regional appearance of this central reality. And I have many appearances according to how far the viewer is away from me, what instruments he's using, and the lighting, all sorts of things influence what I appear to be like. But the reality here is always hidden from everybody who is not here, and I'm the one here who knows the inside story. So, I'm asking you now, in your imagination, to approach me, armed with all that apparatus. Well, I think you would find, if you could approach, that whereas over there where you are, you have this head and shoulders of Douglas Harding, that as you approach, you lose perhaps the shoulders. You have the head only from somewhere out there. I'm revealed to you as a head. Coming nearer, the head is replaced by, say, my nose, is it not? By my nose. Getting nearer still, armed this time, perhaps with magnifying glasses, etc., you will find my nose disappears, and as you get nearer, is replaced by pores of my skin. Nearer still, perhaps skin cells are revealed. Nearer still, those cells will resolve themselves into various bits of a cell, nuclei, etc., and then giant molecules, and so on, till you come to regions very, very near to the spot you were examining, where there is nothing solid, nothing colored, nothing shaped, nothing whatever appears. Of course, if you're a physicist, you could in these nearer regions talk about energies and so forth. But you have come, at any rate, to a place where I am revealed as almost nothing. So this suggests, does it not, that I am telling the truth when I tell you that there is absolutely nothing right here. Well now, I told you about what it's like in my chair. What is it like in yours? Because surely, if I were to come up to you in the way I suggested, you too would vanish. And to find your human appearance, I should have to come back here. If I were photographing you, I should have to come back here to get you. And I too would lose you on the way to you. This reminds me of a story from, I think it is Alice Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. Alice proposed in that charming children's book to go up to the Red Queen and character standing by called the Rose said, well, that's no good. If you go up to the Red Queen, you will lose her. And Alice said, what nonsense, and went up to the Red Queen and lost her in an instant. And to find the Red Queen again, she had to go away from the Red Queen. Well now, perhaps you're beginning to agree with me that the spot you occupy is unoccupied. Let us put it like that. And that where you thought, perhaps, a face onto you, a head onto you, there is in fact nothing of the sort. There is no thing there. And so you are noticing now, I hope, the difference between yourself as first person and me as third person. And the difference is an immense one, is it not? Let me put it like this. Are we face to face at this moment? Or is it not rather, from your point of view, face to no face? Are you not, as first person, right there where you are in your chair, headless, faceless, so the only face which now you are enjoying or suffering from is one with a white beard? Isn't this true? We are surely face to no face, completely asymmetrical in our relationship. Not like that, face to face, but like that. Now, isn't it very odd that we should have overlooked this simple truth of what it's like where we are? And it is truth. As we've seen, it is verifiable as we approach one another, or verifiable to a large extent. Isn't it astonishing that we should have overlooked this perfectly obvious fact? How did it come about? Well, little children are invited by their parents to look and see themselves as others see them. Parents and teachers and society in general conspire, when they're very young, to get us out of ourselves, so to say, and look at ourselves from their point of view. And this puts us in boxes. It puts us in bone boxes and gives us two eyes. And this is our trouble. And no wonder. You see, the small child, the infant, is not in a box. The small boy, the small girl, is at large. When you ask a boy or girl of, say, 18 months to 2 years, where other people are, they will point happily at Auntie Mary or Uncle George or whoever. Ask them where they are. Ask little boy where he is. Will he do that? Certainly not. He does that. He is at large, as big as his world. Goes out at night and the heavens are in him. He is clothed with the heavens and crowned with the stars, as the English poet and mystic Traherne so beautifully says. What a terrible thing, then, to be shrunk from universe size into a bone box. What a terrible thing. And this is what destroys our peace of mind. Now, the great religions are concerned, and especially the Eastern ones, are concerned with showing us who we are. And they talk in terms of the clear light, the light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. They're concerned with the kingdom of heaven, which Jesus says is right within us. Note, not blood, bones, brains, but the kingdom of heaven right within us. And we will see this interior luminosity, this light, this spirit, this no-thingness. We will see this absolutely clearly when we are simple and honest enough to become as little children and notice faithfully what it is like being ourselves here and now at this moment without thinking. If you think about it, you've had it. If you look, you've got it. And it's too simple, it's too clear, it's too obvious. That's our trouble. So we need great simplicity and great honesty to see what it's like sitting on our chair or walking in the street all the time. And when we can do this, see what it's like being right where we are, certain things happen. We then are really literally opened up. We communicate with people so much more readily. It is a kind of love. You see, if I confront your face, seen there, with an imaginary face here, this is notice to you to keep off. Face-to-face in symmetrical relationship. If, on the other hand, I am faceless here confronting you, I have no face of my own, and I'm so pleased, so very pleased to have yours for mine. And this way, one is reunited to the world. One is not boxed up. One is, like the little boy, at large. And this is true freedom, to see who one is. Well, what about peace of mind then? I think the whole thing was put most clearly by Jesus himself in the Gospel, when he said that the kingdom of heaven is right within us, and we will see it when we become as a little child. And then we will find ourselves in heaven, he suggests, and heaven he associates with having one eye. Now, how many windows are you looking at me through now? 2 or 1? I suggest it is 1. He goes on to say that if our eye is single, our whole body also is full of light. Well, is it dark where you are? Is it small where you are? Is there anything at all where you are except this brilliance, this light, this clarity? And then he goes on to associate hell with having 2 eyes. He says it is better, surely, to enter the kingdom of heaven having 1 eye than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell fire. Well, what is this hell fire? About getting outside yourself and looking at yourself through others' eyes. And then you get awfully worried about the impression you're making. You put on acts. You behave to impress rather than to express. Spontaneity goes, anxiety takes its place. Concern always about the impression you're making on people. Well, it's up to you. The ball is in your court. If you told me that right where you are was not what I've described, this pure light, this clarity, this emptiness, if you told me that on the contrary, where you are is a solid lump and you're looking out of it through 2 little windows and it's dark and close and small in there, I suppose in a sense I should have to believe you. Well, perhaps not believe you, but I should certainly have to respect your view, and I should have no right to challenge it. But I really do most sincerely suggest to you that you should, for yourself, forget everything everybody has told you. You see, a confidence trick has been played on you and on me, on all of us. We have to forget what we have been told and look afresh at what is right where we are. And when you do this, I think you will find real peace of mind.